This man skittered like a rat. He fucking like left, immediately left. And bless this woman, she went around and was like made the most noise about what a skis ball he was to other moms. And I was like, hey, good on ya. But that man, ugh. Hiya, Egg and everyone. I know, I'm sorry, this is such a side tangent. Fancy seeing you on this side of the chemistry classroom, please. At my middle school graduation, the principal told my entire class and our families that he was glad to see us go. What? He said that we were the worst class he had ever dealt with? Middle school? Wow. Sounds like the dude needs to get a new job for middle schoolers. Goddamn. We had a teacher that did the same thing, though, so I hate that I relate to that. He claimed he seated us by grade, but he would put the girls in the front and the boys in the back. Ugh. But the girls were better at math, so why are you putting us in the front? Right. One day, the smart kid behind me wasn't grasping some basic element of chemical bonds, and I finally, after 30 minutes of eavesdropping, snapped and turned around and yelled the answer to the teacher. I hate that, Carol. I know. So sorry. So sorry. We had a regular middle school substitute who was so old he couldn't see past the first row of seats, so we could literally do whatever we wanted in the back row. We passed a joint across the back row lit with the window open. He didn't say a damn thing. Damn, I wish I had been in that class. Same teacher coached softball. Oh, god fucking damn it. I hate that, Ruby. I absolutely didn't understand until... Like, thankfully, I realized it before anything bad happened, but I absolutely had a teacher that I thought was just a good teacher, and then he invited me to get coffee as soon as I graduated, and I didn't realize because I had good AFAB teachers who would genuinely do that, and then I realized as soon as I, like, met him for coffee, quote-unquote, that I was like, oh, okay, no, all right, cool, thank you for the coffee, I'm leaving now. Literally the worst. The way I would have lured this man-child into something that got him in so much trouble. Cece, you know what the craziest thing is especially in private schools? I mean, it depends if you're over 18, right? Because, like, straight up, y'all, when I was in high school, private high school, my senior year, there was an admissions guy who was, like, 23, 24, right? Who deadass had a relationship with a student, a girl who lived 3 doors down from me in the dorm. She was 18, so it was not illegal. They did fire him, and they did have to make an announcement to the parents, basically being like, hey, in case you hear your kids talking about this, it is true. We're so sorry. We fired him. But they fucking stayed together, dog. They stayed together, and he would meet up with her on the weekends, like, after he got fired and stuff. Like I told you how we would go into the city of Boston. Like, it was unreal. That's how they got caught in the first place, incidentally. Is on a weekend Boston trip, by the way. Had a student teacher one year who got a permanent job the next year, and he was fired before the end of year. I mean, I say, like I didn't know exactly why he got fired. Same reason yes! The DARE officers. Why were the DARE officers also Ours never got fired, but he was such a fucking creep. I'm just saying. We had the one openly lesbian teacher when I was in school. She was literally the best. Very butch mask. When the dude teacher started acting weird, all she had to do was look at them and they tucked tail and ran. I love that. Oh, see, I was untouchable. It was more important to not upset the flow of donations. Yes. So, Cece, in this instance, she didn't have that kind of protection, but there were people who went to my school. Hell, I told all of y'all, I literally was told by one of my English teachers, because I tutored a very important hockey player at my school who was the son of a very important professional hockey player who also worked for the school. And a lot of you may or may not know this about high school sports, but a lot of times if you hit a certain point where you're not doing well academically, it can actually bench you from playing sports. And a lot of times, especially for alumni contributions, you cannot have the star players of your star sports teams benched. You need to do whatever it is you can by hook or by crook to make sure that they stay off the bench. And so, English tutoring for one of these hockey players became very important. And I thought she actually wanted me to tutor him. And she was like, listen, he cannot be taught. He's dumber than a bag of rocks. And she was like, but I need him to turn in some assignments, or I'm going to have to keep giving him zeros. And I was like, but he won't do the assignments. I can't make him do them. She's like, but you can do it and have him put his name at the top of it. And I was like, you really want me to do that? And she was like, yes, I'm begging you. So I wrote some papers and we put his name on it and it kept him off the bench. I mean, of course, the cops didn't get fired, but yeah, every single resource of Dare officer was a creep.